Hi, I'm Brian MacIntyre, owner and founder of Hightail, and this wonderful thing you see flashing next to me is Hightail itself. Hightail is a 1.8 meter illuminated telescopic warning light system specially designed for cycles, bicycles, tricycles, cargo bikes, all types of bikes and trikes, and it's designed to keep cyclists safe. Riders have a tough time on the busy roads these days, and this enables them to be seen a bit more in the busy traffic.
Hi, I'm Paul Costigan, co-owner of Hightail. I just want to take a few minutes just to show you how you detach Hightail from the bike, stow it and take it away. So once it's on the bike, it's on via the bayonet system, and to take it off, just literally turn it off, close the stacks down. The stacks are on a Morse taper, so you close them down, you push down, turn off, and you take it away. As you can see, it fits via bayonet fitting into the socket here. So this stays on the bike, and then this part comes off. USB charger, charge it when you need to, light indicator, blue when fully charged, it will go down to red when it needs charging, so that's the indicator of when you need to plug it back in and recharge it.
Can you show us it going back in again?
Yep, so it goes back in, lines up, sorry, wrong way around, because the light button always faces backwards, so it locks in, twist, that's it, that's in. So when you want to elevate it, you literally just open the wands, pull them up, little twist, locks in position, that's it, it's up, and then just literally turn it on.
Amazing. So how long did it take you to get it to this design from original thought?
10 years.
Wow.
In total. From Brian's idea to Hightail as you see it today, it's 10 years.
10 years.
It's 10 years.
Yeah, seems like yesterday.
And it's only like yesterday. Would we do it all again?
No.
Absolutely not.
So Paul just mentioned the original idea, and that was when you were in America in the 80s. Can you tell us, recount that particular moment when this Hightail came into your noggin?
So yeah, I was working in North America for a large Swedish engineering company, and I had a chance to visit a very large open cast coal mine in Alberta, Canada. But before you were allowed on the site, you had to attach a 5-meter stick with a light on to the bumper of your car, simply because the vehicles on site were so big they could drive over the top of the car and they wouldn't even see you.
And so at that point, you thought that was quite clever.
That was the light bulb moment. I thought, God, that's a good idea. If we could attach that to the back of a bike, it might make it easier and safer for cyclists. And that's when the idea of Hightail was born in the mid-80s.
What's your professional background?
I'm a mechanical engineer, trained in the UK, and we went as a family. We emigrated to Canada in 1976 and stayed there for 10 years.
And the design itself, you are key to that design, and the important part is the fact that it's telescopic, and when you go over a bump it won't collapse. So how did you solve that problem?
Correct. Again, in engineering, if you want to lock two metal surfaces together, the way of it doing that is through a Morse taper, because as you put the two pieces together and they push on the tapers bite and they cause them to fit very, very snugly, but you can release the fit by turning it rotationally and pulling it away. So that idea was born to attach it to the 6 telescopic bits of Hightail. We also got some help along the way from a very famous design company called Bang Creations, because they had worked on the design of the lightsaber for Star Wars, and the toys model that most kids have seen has 3 sections which lock when you pull them out. So having had the idea of the Star Wars lightsaber, we had the same designer work on the design of Hightail. But ours have got 6 sections, and it's made to much tighter tolerances than the toy version, but the principle is exactly the same. You get an extended light that protracts 1.8 meters behind the rider, much higher than the rider's helmet, and you can see him coming. And it's very, very visible. And first impressions, which you've seen today, Jan, is it looks fantastic.
Oh, it certainly does. I think it's one of the most impressive pieces of kit I've seen on a bicycle. And the fact that you can just put it from, almost 2 meters high down into something that virtually fits in your pocket, or at least definitely into your rucksack, is fantastic. But it's the effect that it has on the street. Paul, it's rather intriguing that it's placed on the bike like this. Can you tell the viewer what's going on here?
Yeah, for sure. So it's placed like that specifically for a reason. It angles back out of the way, as you can see, and that's so it was designed initially for the commuter cyclist, someone who rides to work, and most of the people have a rucksack on their back. So it's angled like that away from the bike, so it doesn't interfere with the rucksack that someone could be wearing on the back of the bike.
And was that colour the best colour you could find?
Well, the reason this gives us the most light glow and the brightest appearance in these conditions. We went through numerous trials and tribulations to get the right colour, and obviously there's legal constraints as well. And as you know, on a bike, the front light has to be white, the back light has to be red. The important point about Hightail, it is not a light, it's a safety device or a safety beacon, which is why it can be that colour. If it was a light, it would have to be red and it wouldn't work. So that's the reason why it's that colour and not red. It's a safety device or a safety beacon, not a bike light.
Well, with you two standing there, we actually get a very good impression of how tall that is. And that's what something that Brian was saying earlier about how that light can be seen in the cabin.
Absolutely.
of a sort of a transit van or something
Well,
bigger.
it can be, it's that tall, obviously, because it can be seen in the side mirrors of HGVs and PSVs. And it can also be seen over the top of some white vans. So when you're in traffic, depending on the style of van, this can be seen over the top of some of the white vans. And it's all designed, ultimately, for cyclists to be seen and be safe.
Well, everyone loves a good luggage rack, but getting them on and off is a bit of a pain. Brian, can you talk us through this particular luggage rack, and was there anything that comes to mind or the viewer should know about how ingenious this is?
Okay. When we thought of the idea, the challenge was, how do we put it behind the rider? It can't hang in fresh air, so it needs to be attached to the bike. And we had various prototypes made. And if I can just demonstrate, for instance, we looked at putting it off the frame of the bike, but that wouldn't give us the desired height. We also looked at possibly putting it on the handlebars, but that would give the rider a bit of a problem with the glow. And we also looked at putting it on the mudguard of a bike, but not all bikes have got mudguards. So we ended up, by process of elimination, of putting it on the back of a luggage rack that uses a quick release coupling to go on the seat post. And that gives us the required distance, so you could still carry things on the luggage rack and the rider could still have a bag on the back of his bike, and the thing then attaches in on a bayonet fitting, and you've got the right geometry as well, that it's at the right part of the bike, and you then get the advantage of the 1.8 meters extra height that you get from the bottom of the device to the top.
Do you find it mentally satisfying, this final design?
We are so elated that we've arrived after many prototypes and a lot of money, because you have to make these and it's expensive, but we've arrived at a design that works but looks absolutely great. It looks super cool on the bike, and riders like it, and people who see it on the bike say, that is fantastic. What a great way of making the cyclist safer. The fact is as well, one of the features of it is it has varying degrees of light, but the main important one is when you put it on flashing mode, it flashes at 2 to 4 hertz or cycles per second, which is what the government regulations state any flashing device on a cycle should flash at. So it's in the regulations of 2 to 4 hertz.
Well, I think this is a fantastic story. What's great about it for obviously Southampton and Hampshire is a local story, made in the UK, going to be manufactured in the UK as well, which is brilliant. And this is a story we really want to follow. And so we really wish you the best of luck for next year.
Thank you
and
very much.
Really hope you get to helping save a lot of cyclists on the road.
Thank you, Jan. Brilliant.
Voice. Let's go. Voice FM.